adding and subtracting integers. Okay? So what are integers again?
Negative numbers
And positive numbers. So first, we're going to learn about rules for adding integers. So we add or plus negative and positive numbers. Okay, the first bullet is say adding two numbers with the same sign. Add the numbers and keep the sign. Meaning if a positive number plus a positive number, just add them out and the answer will be what? Keep the sign. So negative 2 plus negative 3, you add them out. Positive 5. Very good. You just add them out and then keep the sign. Example 1 here. 2 is a positive number plus 3 is also a positive number. The answer will be 5. Then keep the sign because it's the same. 2 is positive, 3 positive. The answer should be positive. Okay? Any questions for rule number 1? Okay, for number 2, if it's different, same sign also, okay? Negative 6 plus negative 7, both of them are what?
Negative.
And what are you supposed to do?
Keep the sign.
Add them out, keep the sign. So if you add 6 and 7, what do you get? 13. And you keep the sign why? Because they are both negative. Very good. Any questions for rules for adding integers? So repeat again. Rules for adding integers with the same sign. What do we do? Add them out, keep the sign. Very good. We're still on adding, but this one is rules for adding integers with different signs. So if it's different signs, meaning one is negative and the other one is positive. Okay? So example 1, we have negative 6 plus positive 9. But look here. First it says subtract. And what is absolute value?
The number that is distance from the 0 on the number line.
Very good. The distance from 0 on a number line. Are absolute value positive or negative? Absolute value. What's the absolute value of negative 2? Positive 2. What is the absolute value of 3? Negative 3 or positive 3? Positive 3. Why is this one positive and why is this one also positive?
Because the number 3 is on the right side, it is shrinking down. Because it's on the right side. I don't know how to explain. Oh.
It's because we're talking about only the distance away from 0. Okay? So 3, the absolute value of 3 is the distance away from 0 is 3 digits or 3 units. The distance away from 0 or negative 2 is positive 2 because we're just counting the distance away. Okay? So example number 1, adding two integers with different sign. You first read this one.
First, subtract the number with the best greater absolute value from the one with the greatest absolute value.
So which one has a greater absolute value of 6 and 9? 9. Very good. So we subtract the less absolute value, which is 6. So 9 minus 6 is what? 3. Okay. Read the second bullet.
And the answer
So which one has a greater absolute value, 6 or 9? 9. So the answer will take the sign of the number with a greater absolute value, which is 9. That's why we have positive 3, because you subtract and then you get 3, you use the sign of the one with a greater absolute value. Okay? Okay, example number 2. 8 plus negative 9 equals negative 1. Why is the answer negative 1?
Because
So let's put it this way. If you add two numbers with different sign, subtract first, and then use the sign, the answer will use the sign of the number with a greater absolute value. So 8 is a positive number plus negative 9. So are you going to add or subtract? You subtract. Okay? Still remember the first one? We add numbers with the same sign. So we just add them out and keep the sign. But the second example is two integers with different signs. Because they are different, you have to subtract. You have to minus first, and then you take the sign of the greater absolute value and use it for the answer. Do you get it, or making you confused? Okay, for example, if I give you something like this. A positive number plus a negative number. First, what do you do? Very good, you subtract. Then what you get?
Negative 3.
Subtract 5 from 7, what do you get?
Negative 2.
No, don't look at the signs yet. 7 minus 5? 3? 2. So you get 2.
Sorry, my bad.
What about the sign? Which sign would you take? Why negative? Look at the rule for adding integers with different signs. So 5 minus 7, you get 2. And then what tells you which sign you're going to use?
Because it's
The one with the greater absolute value. Which one have a greater absolute value? 7 or 5?
Huh?
What's the absolute value of negative 7? 7. What's the absolute value of 5? 5. Okay, which one have a greater absolute value? Negative 7 or 5? 7. So what's the sign of 7? That's the sign you're going to use for your answer. Okay? Do you get it? Okay, let me try another one. Negative 2 plus positive 1. One is negative, one is a positive. First, when the numbers are different sign, what do you do?
Subtract.
Subtract. So when you subtract, what is your answer? 2 minus 1? 1. And which sign are you going to take for your answer?
Negative.
Negative. Why negative? Because 2 have a greater absolute value. That's why you have to carry the sign of that number. So you use it for your answer. Okay? Any questions? No one, do you have any questions? But this one is a little bit confusing, so please pay attention to it. Rules for subtracting integers. Okay? There are 3 steps in the rule. First, change the minus sign to plus sign. So when you're dealing with positive and negative numbers, always change the minus sign first. Okay, if it's a minus. But if it's plus, leave it there and then just follow the rules for adding. But if it's a minus, first change the minus sign to plus sign. Second, change the second sign of the second number to its opposite. We already learned about opposite, right? Then 3, follow the rules for adding integers. So you need to know the rules for adding integers before you can master this. So let's try example number 1. 7 minus 10. You see the example?
Yes.
7 minus 10. What's the first thing it says there? Number 1.
Change the minus
First,
sign
change
to
the minus
plus
sign
sign.
to a plus sign.
Change the minus sign to plus sign. So you change the minus to plus. What's number 2?
Change the second sign of the second number to
Its opposite.
So look at the second number. What's the opposite of positive 10?
Negative.
Negative 10. So now you change this to negative 10. Then number 3.
We follow the rules for adding integers.
And what is the rule when we add one negative number to a positive number?
Subtract.
First we subtract. So 10 minus 7, you get what? 3.
Okay.
And which sign are you going to take for your answer?
Negative.
Negative. Very good. Okay? So look at example number 2. Negative 5 minus 10. Okay? What's the first thing you're going to do when you see a minus sign when dealing with integers?
Change it to plus sign.
Change it to plus sign, and then what you're going to do to the second number?
Change the second sign of the second number to its opposite.
So what's the opposite of positive 10?
Negative 10.
Now what are you going to do? Negative 5 plus negative 10. What's the rule for adding two numbers with the same sign? Very good. You add them up if they have the same sign. Add them up, which is 15. And you use the sign, which is negative. Okay?
Yes.
Look at example number 3. Negative 7 minus negative 8. What's the first thing we do here?
Change the plus sign.
Change minus to plus, and then change, what's the second step?
Change
The second number is opposite.
What's the opposite of negative 8?
Plus.
Positive 8. Very good. Now we have a negative number plus a positive number. What's the rule for adding a negative number with a positive number? You subtract. Very good. So when you subtract, what is your answer?
1.
1. Which sign are you going to use? Positive. Why positive?
Because it's the minor.
Yeah, very good. So 1. Okay? Any questions so far?
No.
So I'll write 6 problems on the board and you try to fix it and I'll come around and see if okay. Okay?
Teacher, you read it on notebook?
Just with your notes in there. You can also use the handout that I gave you. When are you supposed to change the sign? When it's positive, when it's plus, or when it's minus? The only time you change the sign is when it's a minus. Number 2, it's a plus, so don't change. So you add one negative and you add to a positive. What you do?
Did you mistake the negative number to 6 as a minus?
When you change plus make 8 and you have to change the second number to its
Only when it's minus. That when you change minus to plus, but there is a plus. Okay. See, the only time you change this is when it's minus. See, all of this is plus. So you just follow. Don't forget that when you add two with the same sign, add them out, keep the sign. But if you plus two that have different sign, you subtract and take the sign of the bigger number. The only time you change the sign is when it's a minus sign. That when it's a minus, then when you change it to plus. But if it's a plus sign between those numbers, don't change. Just follow the rules. Which sign we're going to take for number 2? What about number 3? Which sign we're going to take? Which one is big? 2 or 5? That's all it's got. So you take the sign of the sign. And then you take the sign of the sign. You see when you subtract? You take the sign of the bigger number or the bigger of some value. Okay? I'll give you 3 more minutes to complete. Yes. 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 That's the only time you change when it's a minus. But when it's a plus in between, you just follow the rules for x. Same sign as g. Different sign, subtract, take the sign of the figure. What happens when you have a different sign? And at the relative of that you subtract because the signs are not the same. So you minus and take the sign of the bigger number. So if you minus, what will be the answer? Yes, every time when it's a minus, change. No, if it's a plus, don't change. Follow the rules for x. Are you done? One? Don't forget that when it's minus, change the minus to plus and change the second number to its opposite. And then go back and follow the rules for adding.
Thank you.
Look at your number 4. Look here. You change and you change with the same sign, what you're going to do? It's a plus. Also same here. Two numbers with, if you change this, you have to change that. Sean, are you done? Okay. Mohan, what number are you on? 5? Sure. I'll give you another minute to finish.
Yes.
Okay? Let's try number 1. 4 plus 5. Both of them are same sign. And what do we do when we have these numbers with the same sign and it's a plus? Add them and keep the sign. So 4 plus 5 equals 2? 9. Very good. The answer is 9. Most of you got this right. Okay, number 2. Negative 6 plus 8. Still plus, but different sign. But when you have a different sign, what do? We subtract. So first you subtract. 8 minus 6, you get what? 2. What tells you which sign you're going to take? The number with the greater absolute value. So the answer is 2, so you take the positive because 8 has a greater absolute value than 6. So the answer is positive 2. Okay, let's go to 3. 2 plus negative 5. Still plus, but 2 different sign integers. So what do? You subtract. Very good. And then you get what? 3. Which sign you're going to use? Negative. So the answer is negative 3. Okay, let's go to number 4. Now it's not a plus anymore because it's a minus. So 4 minus negative 3. What do we do when we see the minus sign?
Change
Change it to plus. And then once you change it to plus, what happens to the second number?
Change it to opposite.
Change it to its opposite. So this becomes 4 plus 3. Right?
Yes.
And the answer would be
7.
5, it's still the same, it's a minus, and once you see the minus sign, what do?
Change it to plus.
Change it to plus. And then what happens to the second number?
Change it to its opposite.
What's the opposite of positive 2?
Negative 2.
So this will become negative 4 plus negative 2. Now we go back to addition. When we add 2 integers with the same sign, what do? Add and keep the sign. So negative 4 plus negative 2 would be negative 6. Okay? So this is 9. This is 2. This is negative 3. Right?
Yeah.
This is 7. And what's the answer for this one?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. Very good. And the last one. It's still a minus, so what do you do when you see the minus sign?
Change it to plus sign.
Change it to plus, and then what happens to the second number?
Change it to its opposite.
What's the opposite of negative 7?
7.
7, positive 7. So negative 2 plus 7. Now we have a negative and a positive, but it's a plus. So what do?
Subtract.
Subtract, and you get what?
5.
And which sign you're going to keep?
Positive.
Positive, because 7 has a clear absolute value. Okay? Most of you got this right. Very good. Now I'm going to show you a video, but first, you have to go to your partner. The partners on the books. The ones using sharing the same book.
Yep, this one. So what is this opposite there?
No, just go to your partner.
Take your paper out.
Grab a chair and then go to your partner. Go down the same line. Scroll. There. Wait. Okay, this is a video. And what you're gonna do is pay attention to the video. It's the same rules, but the one in the video is explaining it a different way. It's still the same way, but she used similar stuff to explain it. Maybe you would understand more clearly than how I understand. Okay, but pay attention because during the video, I'll pause it. There's exercise in the video and you have to solve with your partner. Okay? I'll give you time for the exercises on the video. So pay attention. I can show you the words that she used to describe the rules.
You can't be going number line, going up to the number 50 or 100, etc. So I don't teach integers, adding, subtracting integers, okay? Before we go on, let's just quickly revisit and relook at what. So everyone should know at this stage that they include positive numbers, they include our negative numbers, and obviously 0. So the negative numbers, examples would be -1, -2, -3, and so on. And then 0, we're all familiar with 0. Remember, 0 is neither negative nor positive. It is a neutral number. And then positive numbers, 1, 2, 3, that you've been working with since you were at 1. It's also important to know that decimals and fractions are not integers. They do not form part of integers. Let's get started with today's lesson. We'll start off easy, adding integers. Now the way I teach it is, I want you, when you see a positive number, to say, I have. And when you see a negative number, I want you to say, I owe. So we're going to look a little bit crazy when we're talking to ourselves while we do the sums, but I promise you you'll get this right, and soon it will just be super easy. So let's do the first example. So I've got a -2 and I'm adding it to a negative.
You understand what I say? When you see a positive number, say I have. But when you see a negative number, say I owe. Okay?
-5. So in your mind, you say, I owe 2, think about money, I owe 2 rand, and I owe 5 rand. So if you're owing 2 and you're owing 5, well then you're going to be owing 7. You have no money and you only owe 7 rand. So it's -7. So let's do a few more examples. I have -3 plus a positive 7. That means I owe 3
You
and
owe
I
3
have
and you
7.
have
So
7.
if I'm owing 3 and I have 7, I'm going to pay the 3 rand that I owe. And I'll still have money left over. Right? I'll have 4 rand. A positive 4. Let's look at these. Teach myself, tell myself a little story. I owe 8
Okay,
rand,
and
and I have 7 rand.
you
I pay
have
the
7.
7 rand, but I'm still owing money.
Take
And I still owe 1 rand. So the 1 plus,
Take
but I still owe -1.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You owe 3 and you have 7. So if you owe 3 and you have 7, you should give away the 3 because you owe the 3. And what is left? 4 because it's still positive. This one is it. I owe 8 and I have 7. So if you give away 8, what should be left? 1. Okay? Because it's -1. It's not going to be a whole. Yeah, you still owe 1. Because you give away 7, it's not enough. You still need 1 to You add it up to it. That's why it's negative 1. You owe another 1.
The third example. I have 5 and I owe 7. So I have 5 rand, I owe 7 rand. I'm going to pay my
So
5
you give
rand
7.
that I have. And now I'm still owing money. I don't have any money left. I have 5 rand. At all. And I still owe 2
You
rand.
still owe 2.
Negative 2. Let's go to D. Now last example. This time I'm owing 9 rand and then I'm owing 2 rand. So the total of what I'm owing, because I only owe money, is owed 11. So negative 11. Now I'd like you to try these on your own. So
Okay, do that with your partner. Only one answer for your team, okay?
One answer?
Yeah. When you're done with your... So try to use the words that is in the sheet. Yeah,
Okay.
all 4. You owe 13 and you owe 17. How much do you owe? You owe 13 and you owe 17. How much do you owe in total?
What's 7?
Oh, 7. That's not 17, it's 7. Forget the last one. You owe 8 and you have 17. So if you give away the 8, how much do you have left? Remember, you owe 8 and you have 17. So if you owe 8 and you have 17, you have to give away that what you owe, which is 8. So what is left? And if we go back to our rules, 1 negative and 1 positive, if you add, you what? When you plus 1 negative and 1 positive, 1 positive and 1 negative, what do you do? Subtract. And then take the sign of the bigger number. So look at the last one. 8 and 17. Negative 8 and positive 17. You have 1 and you owe 35. So if you give away 35 and you only have 1, so how many you still owe? Because it's not enough, you only have 1, but you owe 35. Or use your number. Positive and negative. When you add, what do you do?
Yeah, 9. It's 9.
Okay?
Oh,
We finished.
Wait,
Francis finished before you did it.
the last one.
Finished before you did it.
Negative 8 plus 17.
He finished before you actually comes
Different sign. What do you do? Okay. Let's see. Look up on the projector.
This stage, and pause, and try and work these out, write them down somewhere, and I will then reveal the answers. So once you've completed them, then press play again and check to see if you get it right. Okay, so the first one
Check your answers.
negative 20.
Raise your hand if it's correct.
You've got a positive because
Number
you have
2.
more money than what you owe. You have 2, so you have positive 27. Next one, I'm owing a lot of money. I only have 1 rand. Okay, my 1 rand, I still owe 34.
And the last one.
And the last example that I asked you to try out on your own, of 8, you have 17. In your mind, you know that you
You
have
don't
more
know.
money than what you owe. So it's going to be
Right?
and
Continue watching. We're going to put to the
so that's
subtracting integer.
Wait, after is this
easy for you to understand.
Intention.
Now, the next thing is subtracting integers. And it's a little bit different because when we subtract integers, we have to add the opposite. So, for example, if I say, I owe 50, then you can't say and because there's a negative sign here. And then you owe 10. You can't say and. So we have to change that to a positive sign. So what happens is you've got to change it to a positive, and if you change that, you have to change the next number as well. Okay, so if it was negative, you change it to positive. Now you can say, and I owe 15, and I have 10. And if I get the 10, you're still owing 5, negative 5. So the little saying that I
Remember that.
KCC says keep the sign, keep it as it is. Change the second sign and change the integer that you are.
Keep the first one. Change.
So,
KCC.
change. Let's do another example. I've got a positive 16, I've got a negative 2.
Keep,
Now,
change,
subtract.
change.
When you see a subtraction sign here, you remember KCC. I'm going
See?
to keep the 16, I'm going to change the subtraction sign to addition, and this integer will be the opposite. So the opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. Keep, change. So I have 16 and I have 2. So now I have 80. Okay, see. So once you know the KCC, which is keep, change, then you bring the same as you were doing with the addition. So I owe 1, I see a subtraction sign.
Keep,
Immediately I'm going to
change,
change.
change.
So
So
negative
that's
1,
yeah,
keep
very
it,
good.
change it to plus, and change it to the opposite. If it is positive, change it to negative. Now I speak to myself, tell myself the story. I owe 1 and I owe 34, so I'm owing 55. To the last example, the minute you see subtraction sign,
Okay, step by separate this. You're gonna do the.
I'm going to keep the x as it is. Positive x stays. Then I'm changing it to plus, changing it to the opposite, which in this case is negative. And I speak to myself, I have 8 and I owe 10. I'm owing more than what I have. So I'm going to be left with still owing 2. Super easy.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright guys,
Try that
try
one.
these on your phone again, pause the video, try them out.
5 minutes because we were almost ran out of time. Communicate. So keep, change. So write it down. Negative 33. Because you keep negative 33. So negative 33. Change, which is with plus. And then change negative 3. Add. So now we have negative 33 plus a positive 3. Then apply the rules for addition. Okay?
Yep.
communicate with your partner.
Yeah.
We come up with answers so you're agreeing on the same answer.
That's it.
Keep -1, change -2 plus, change positive to negative, so it becomes -1 plus -14.
We finish.
-1 plus -14.
Very simple.
Okay? You done one and
Francis, you're going so fast.
You already finished.
You already finished.
Finished.
Quite.
14 plus 1 is 13. Same sign.
This goes.
Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see if your answer is mixed. So if number 1 is correct, you raise your hand. One from your group.
And then clearly distinguish you have the answer to that. Okay, let's see how you did. So for the first one, you would have got, you owe 33 and you have 3. So you would only 30.
You look at,
3,
Yeah.
50, you have
okay, look
90,
at number 2.
and you have 10. So you would have 100. That's positive. Remember, you don't need to write the positive sign, you just leave it as a
Okay, let's check number
Next one
3.
would be I have 12 and I have 13.
Raise your hand if it's correct.
So 42, again positive. You need to write the plus sign. The last example, I owe 1 and you'll be owing 14. It gives you a total of
Is it correct? Okay, very
So
good.
I hope that makes sense to you guys.
So, do you learn anything from that video?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's always good to have two sides or two people teaching you something because they have different ways of teaching you things. So that's why I explain on my own and then I show you a video. Okay? Okay, the last group. If you add, flip your papers so you won't see the row. If you add two numbers with different sign, what do you do? Subtract and then
The opposite.
which sign you want to use for your answer?
What?
If you add two numbers with different signs, first you what? Subtract and your answer will take the sign of which number?
The biggest one.
The one with the greater absolute value. Very good. One's group. If you add two numbers with same sign, very good. Add the number, keep the sign. What about your group? Subtraction. Can you say the rules for subtraction? First,
First you change the subtraction sign to a plus sign. And then you go to the second number, change it to its opposite. And then you just add it and then keep the higher absolute value.
and then you follow the rules for what?
Adding.
Addition. Very good. Okay? So that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll give you another practice on it.
Yes.
Any questions? Okay, you may go.
Yes, sir.